Ladies and gentlemen!
Hey, Erickson, go start a fire.
It was always burning.
Want to make
Since the world's been turning.
No, he's saying be the Pied Piper.
I'm glad that you and I still communicate.
We do. We do. We're like old women. I know what you're holding in your bridge hand.
Don't be too proud of that one. It was pretty fucking obvious.
Erickson, the fire
Erickson
would
didn't
really
get it.
actually help. It's already set up. It's just
I'll start a fire.
But people that are can't.
Before I actually start a fire, I want to make sure that wasn't a metaphor for something
it's
else.
not a
Because,
metaphor.
hey, I started that fire you
There's
told
a
me
lot
about.
of boxes, Brett, out, and you can start that. At people that are too drunk to not talk over the podcast will go, oh, fire.
We call them bartenders.
Is that right?
Hello.
Oh, remember they're
Really?
only bartenders if they serve you.
Rude. Let's go. We're striking.
This is probably
Strike. There's a strike.
We're striking at a bar that serves drinks for free.
We're not marching yet.
We could just go behind the bar. You know that, right?
yeah, but then we'd
Wait,
have to
hold
serve
on a second.
ourselves.
What's in a rum and coke? God damn it!
I think you have something.
Shit, I forgot the ice.
Google it. Google it.
Our guest tonight is Morgan Murphy.
Hi.
Hey!
What's happening?
On the panel, Ggreg Chaille, Chad Shank, in still a reasonable mood.
Huh?
Matt Becker, all the way from Alaska via Costa Rica. Yeah, he
ABC.
travels hemispheres.
ABC.
There's not a hemisphere! Costa Rica's a little bit higher than the hemisphere. Thank you, Twitter.
All right, well, let's let that go.
The Big Dipper is actually upside down down there. I did.
Did you see? I'm the only one here who's seen this. Is it Khloe Kardashian? Is she the one of the Kardashians? Put a picture up from Costa Rica and then tweeted "Island Life."
Well, yeah.
We did that. We did that with World Cup when we were in
Chloe who?
One of the Kardashian ladies. I think it's Khloe, right? Khloe, Courtney.
We did that at World Cup where I was tweeting, hey, we're in Montana. I said, hey, Costa Rica is the only American team still in the World Cup. Why is no one watching at this bar?
Can't wait for the next match. Yeah, because we were
Well,
watching.
there's 3 levels of fuck with. There was Costa Rica's not
USA
part
just
of
got knocked
America.
out. USA got knocked out.
No, America was still in it. Costa Rica is still.
Costa Rica beat them 6-0.
This is World Cup. This is.
No, I know. I follow the World Cup.
Olympics.
The Olympics.
This is the World Cup. Costa Rica beat them 6-0.
What are we talking about?
I have no idea what the fuck you guys are talking about. I'm just watching Matt Becker eat peanuts into the microphone.
And not get paid for it.
All I know is Morgan Murphy finally got on the podcast, and I interrupted her with a long-winded story about nothing.
No, you didn't.
Hey, look, there's a fire.
I didn't
Oh,
have
look,
much
everyone
to say.
fire!
I was like, my boyfriend played in the NFL, and then it was over, and then you moved on.
Yeah,
it was appropriate.
Well, it had to happen.
It's a fact.
It is a fact.
Well, it was a good lead into the Gabe thing, but that was like 18 podcasts ago.
Oh.
Yeah, that's the thing. We're doing this all in one night in a row.
I don't know.
but
I
people-
don't
What have you done
listen to the
lately?
podcast. Am I supposed to? I feel bad.
I
now I have
don't
to
listen
say
to
that.
podcasts
Okay.
except if I'm on the road and.
No,
and
no, you
still
don't.
We don't.
You don't. Still. Don't.
We used to listen to Bill Burr, but then I would do Bill Burr on my podcast. We would listen to just endless.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we haven't been on the road since October, and now it's February. Let's listen to every Bill Burr in the road, and all of a sudden, "Go fuck yourself" is coming out of me.
Super entertaining.
I saw somebody go up the other night, unnamed human being, and as I was watching him, I was like, "Oh, he's doing unnamed human being." Like it was like, and they're both well-known people, but I just thought like it's so interesting how one comedian can take on another comedian's kind of persona.
Well, I don't know where I talked, but there was, Colin Quinn, Tough Crowd. They all kind of shared.
Yeah.
Like,
Saturday Night Live.
Me and Becker here and Andy, you hang out around long enough, you take on the go fuck yourselves or whatever you say.
It's a sarcasm level, but
You fucking you zero jaw fucking tough crowd. They would all take on each other's personas to an
that's why I
extent.
like Norm Macdonald.
But I think people take on the persona of the person who does it. He's like Colin is effortless in the way he talks, and it's hard to not do Colin around Colin. It's not hard to not do Burr around Burr. Norm, like people who are like the most authentic versions of that
Norm
character.
Macdonald, it sounds like Norm
Oh
Macdonald.
yeah, for sure.
Well, there is someone that sounds like Norm Macdonald that I didn't realize till later on. But
You're drunk. It was Norm Macdonald.
He just didn't recognize you.
fucking all right. Who notices that Dan Tosh sounds like a tight Shawn Rouse with a little less of the fucking? If you know Shawn Rouse and nobody does, and it's not like he stole that. Shawn Rouse is fucking. Have you ever seen?
I love Shawn.
He's a hidden talent.
He's got that darkness, but he's sparkled it up enough that he can play it on TV. And I don't think he's at all derivative of Shawn Rouse. DT Tosh has been DT Tosh since before he was Dan Tosh.
I'm not seeing
But
it.
if I showed it to you, you'd notice. He's got that evil, but it's ready for television. Rouse,
Not.
fucking. Have you ever seen Rouse?
Oh yeah.
Oh, fuck
yeah. Oh yeah. I've seen him. Oh yeah. I've seen him.
We saw him plenty up at
I've seen him.
Coots.
I saw him without a lifeguard.
Remember when I followed the blood trail up the steps?
Yeah.
That we
Remember when
gave.
we saw a human organ pumping out the side of a man's head.
Hey, you guys.
It's in the book. All right, let's,
You guys stay here in the kitchen. I'm gonna go see if there's someone in the bedroom. Yeah, he's in the bedroom. That pillow has to be thrown away. He's bleeding all over. And he came out
Chaille
and
had
said,
to chase Shawn Rouse with a fucking pizza box when he's trying to piss in a fucking air conditioner in a hotel room that he thought it was a bathroom.
common mistake.
I actually cut this part out of my book because I'd have to explain Shawn Rouse and like, all right.
Costa Mesa. We were in Costa Mesa.
He turned on his toilet to high.
So Chaille has to carry him.
And 72 degrees.
Hey, are you going on the road with me? Is that going on?
I think is it? It can now because I got nothing to do. I got the thing I
let's
was
do
working
it.
on for
well,
a year.
we
is
talked
dead.
about this on the last
you don't care.
podcast. Is I don't know what to pay you, and this is the
Yeah.
reason. Why
I said pay me what you pay a homeless person. Like pay
Yeah, no,
me
but
whatever you'd pay
A
anybody.
dark glance.
Yeah.
The last homeless person here got a tent and a carrot up their ass. You might want to be careful with that.
That's on my Christmas list. I couldn't. That'd be exciting.
was it.
Well, I tried to.
Fun-sized
True
carrot?
I texted you. I said I wanted to rent a yurt tonight.
Yeah.
I saw a yurt. There's a yurt on the way to your house.
That's why I had to call you. Go, fuck, is she really going to try to...
We're not in
'cause
Portland.
I have a Airbnb that I'm not even going to use tomorrow because Hennigan's not here.
Right,
We're gonna
but is
stay
it a
away
yurt?
from-
It was a yurt. It was an opportunity to stay in a yurt. I've
Yeah,
never.
but you're a drunk like us. You're going to drive from a yurt? There's no local
No, I was going to
yurts.
stay in the yurt. There was a local yurt. It was around Tombstone. I wanted to stay in the yurt.
Tombstone is
Yeah.
26 miles away.
Yeah, and then I would
Yeah.
like call,
3
I don't know, I'd
turns, 2
Craigslist
tunnels.
a ride.
And you don't even know if it's a real yurt. What if he's just a fake yurt? One of those cardboard yurts, and then he kills you.
You know,
That old
One of those shirts
sham.
with no support.
what if Cedric doesn't want to fucking not drink tomorrow night? And he can't drive you 26 miles to a yurt.
That was the backstory to Paper Moon, by the way.
I feel like it's not that hard to get someone for some amount of cash to drive you from Tombstone to Bisbee.
right.
I feel like
Doug stands out on his curb every morning and waves cash
I think you
for
don't-
someone to do something.
I think what
Yeah.
you don't understand,
Yeah.
what I figured out, is the people that live between Tombstone and Bisbee
Uh-huh.
are the ones who thought you could get a ride.
They started off that way. They're now the ones offering rides. We'll give you a ride.
They were amazingly confident when they started this journey.
Are you gonna-
And they had shoes.
Are you going to buy a house here or not?
I want to buy that compound with you guys.
We tried to start this
Yeah.
buying the cave house.
Norm was in.
Norm Macdonald was in.
Explain the cave house.
The cave house, there's a famous cave house outside of Bisbee. It's Bisbee proper. The mail comes to Bisbee, but it's a cave house. It's this huge underground estate.
But it's cut into the hill.
Yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
people will pause the podcast and Google search Bisbee Cave House. But I thought, why don't we get this League of Extraordinary Gentlemen of Comedians and get fucking Rogan? Rogan's the one who brought it up to, hey, I saw that cave house years
Yeah.
ago.
That's the
you,
fir- that's-
Rogan,
yeah.
Norm, Bert wanted in. Bert Kreischer.
Kreischer's definitely in.
I don't know
We only
if I'd be
I
more
think-
offended at this house if I got raped or didn't get raped. You guys, I'm still
not
here.
Is it
Young
really 50?
Still here.
Is it 50-50?
Yeah,
Is it
yeah. I'd
really?
be so. I think I would be happy like 2 months in and 3 months in. I'd be like, you guys, I've fucking tried.
How am I
just-
not rapeable at this
it's
point?
just to
I
have-
bought in.
a Bilderberg. What's Alex Jones's one? The other
That's a good example.
Oh, Bohemian Grove.
Bohemian
Yeah,
Grove
yeah.
kind of.
Oh, I thought you meant
comic
Jim Jones.
retreat.
That's what I was thinking. of for a second.
Well, that'll be later.
Jonestown, absolutely.
That's the last scene of the play.
The long
Two
con.
drink
Wrong
minimum.
Jones. I was like,
$100,000 a piece.
$100,000 a piece.
You had 5 or 6.
So what do you gotta
So
have?
we had Rogan never committed.
Yeah.
He's the one that brought it up to me years ago that it was for sale. I go, yeah, it's always been
Yeah.
for sale. Everyone in Bisbee knows it's for sale.
Wouldn't you do it
But
just
when
to
I
shut
put
you
it
up,
out-
though? Like, all right, I'll do it.
Yeah, he's got $100,000.
Yeah,
He'd
maybe.
drop like a
Maybe.
fucking tip.
Yeah. He also dismissed you like a lunatic when Bert Kreischer brought it up on his podcast because I was watching that. And I remember texting you going, holy shit, Bert Kreischer just brought up your fucking cave house on the Rogan podcast.
I didn't
First
hear
Doug
about
heard
that.
of it right now. So.
No, you did. You texted me back, but you just don't remember.
Oh, I don't remember. Either way.
Oh, it must have
it's
been
still a
after
good
5
idea.
o'clock.
And I still have $100,000 I can put into a fucking cave house for. And this was Rogan. Fuck you, Rogan. Call me a crazy person. This was your
I actually
idea.
called you one.
Was the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen of Comedy, where you have like all the comics. Where, yeah, Bill Burr. We can talk about what we make and see how the bookers might be fucking us.
You
versus
brought this up
fucking
in podcast
Oh, we
193.
can help with
I brought
tags.
this up when
That's
I
a
talked
fun
about
one.
This was the whole point of like
Morgan Murphy.
I didn't want to insult you, but I said like, why doesn't she open for you? I'm like, when I'm editing the fucking podcast, I'm like, you're not an open. You're not an opener.
No, I
You're
am
obviously
an
you
opener.
would be
I'm a proud opener.
But you would be on the
No.
tour. But like he made a valid point. It's like
You're a headliner.
no one
and
says the
I
money.
wouldn't
No,
know
I'm
how
not.
to pay
I'm not
you.
emotionally a headliner.
But no one
not
says
a-
the
I'm not
money's
a-
the weird thing.
I
This is
like
why
it.
you guys need a comedy union, it sounds like.
I like
Or
to
a-
open. I like to hang out with my friends. I don't like to go out alone. I don't have the disposition for it. It's not good for me. I'd
You ever
rather open
considered
for a friend than
improv?
a headline alone.
You guys, but we kind of tested that on the
We're all
whole.
headliners at Second City.
Where everyone's a headliner.
You know, Chris Farley died here.
You want some nachos?
No idea what that means.
On the tour, the only 2 tours we did last year.
Well,
But-
I opened the conversation opened with, I would love you to do that tour, but I wouldn't know what to pay you, and it extrapolated to, well, if after we did the End of the World podcast. Like, you guys gonna fucking all tour together, and Jim, Joe Rogan, and Bill Burr, and fucking everyone, and Bert Kreischer.
People
and-
thought I ruined that podcast. I got such
fuck.
shit for that
fuck
podcast.
no.
Because I was the only one who came in. First of all, I had been drunk since Florida. And also,
Wait.
Statehood?
since Florida results came in, the minute Florida started coming in, I started drinking, and then by California, I shouldn't have been in public. That being said, I came in with the most earnest, pseudo-feminist, pessimistic point of view about the election results, and I kind of did a version of a very general, non-comedic version of it's going to be terrible and everything's racist and awful for women, and I got shut down so hard by Burr, who, by the way, he will show you. I'm not gonna win against Burr. I'm not even trying to. I was just
Or
having.
Trump.
Not unless you take your shirt off.
I was having feelings, and I'm sorry I was having feelings, and people are like, "You ruined that podcast." Like it was, I got such shit for it, but I came in because I was the only one who came in.
Hang on.
I thought everyone would be miserable.
I will tell you, she got 2 tweets probably that made her think that
That makes
everyone
sense.
thought that. I got those tweets. You ruined it because I was drunk, and fucking who cares about your wife?
It's like,
The last
Want to drag your personal shit into the election stand?
yeah, at least it took time to write.
I get one tweet and I go, "Hey, Doug, everyone's saying." I mean,
we all do that.
But it's not like the audience for that podcast is a bunch of
There was
like
one
girls going like, "You did it, sister." Like it's not. Those aren't
Yeah.
the people listening to that podcast.
there-
oh, really?
Like,
Like,
my fellow.
It was honestly one of the funniest
fellow
things I've ever
marchers in
listened
DC.
to. I listened to it over and over. It's actually really funny every time.
There was one chick that everybody.
That's what I was gonna say. It went off course.
I know.
I didn't want to say
no, is it a
anything.
The name?
comedian? I
You
don't
want
want
the
to say
name?
bad
Yeah,
things.
the name.
No name.
No
Booked her
name.
in Anchorage. She played a couple.
But I had a blast. Honestly, that night saved
It's a
my
big city.
that saved my night. Like I was beyond miserable, and even being around people who were less miserable than me was fine. Like I didn't need to co-commiserate. I just needed to be around other people who were laughing about something. I thought I was laughing
I
about.
kind
Like,
of did. I was kind of in the same place.
yeah.
It was a thing where, like,
At least you didn't bring a baby.
So,
Can someone show her how to pick her seat up so she doesn't look like she's at the fucking kids'
I don't
table
know.
at Thanksgiving?
I'll stand.
No, you're
I'll
good.
stand.
Now you can sit.
no, sit
Oh,
down.
I didn't know.
I thought you wanted to sit that way. I didn't know.
A lot of people did.
That was an interesting thing being there. And I mean, aside from the Marilyn Manson thing and like the
That's
weird.
the last thing I remember.
What happened? I don't remember.
Well,
that was
just,
earlier
like,
the way
that's
before.
like you put a barbecue, and then you add Marilyn Manson to your barbecue. That ups it, right? And there was this. He was backstage, like
he was
mugging
there.
for photos and stuff, and like management is calling
At what
his.
point did we tell? I don't know what's going on. Go ahead.
Management was calling the road manager to say, "Get him the fuck out of
Oh,
there."
when these guys were calling for Marilyn Manson to come out on stage.
Manson's
That's
management.
right.
It was like,
Manson's management
That's
was
right.
like, I'm like, how do they fucking know what's going on here? We're in a club. People are tweeting and texting this whole thing, and Marilyn's not going out. And Bert Kreischer is coming back through the fucking thing, and I finally go, "Hey, listen, we're done. Look at that guy. See that guy kneeling next to Marilyn Manson? That guy isn't gonna let anyone get near him." Doug, I'm gonna say his name. His road manager.
I have no idea.
Ex-military, fucking, you ain't fucking with him. And Bert Kreischer goes, "Come on, man, get out there." I go, "Hey, just settle down. This ain't gonna happen." Look at, see the guy in the
Point
crouch
being, let's
stance.
get back to the point.
But
Before we keep going, I'm not saying any names. Yeah, it was cathartic for a lot of us, or not. But that was so much fun, and everyone kept tweeting, "Oh, you got to take this on the road and do this podcast," which would be so much easier than writing comedy if me and you and Bill Burr and fucking Rogan could just go do live podcasts for the same amount of money.
Also, Morgan, only for
Yes.
I don't know where that fucking. I was gonna say from another point of view.
Yeah.
I don't remember a whole bunch of it, but I remember you got into kind of like a serious argument with Sam Tripoli. I think.
yeah.
Oh no,
And
Sam
that was-
Tripoli
that
commented
was-
on my ass.
It was, and you guys had a
But
moment.
I didn't have an argument. I have to say, like, it's the least feminist thing to say ever. But there's almost never a time where someone gives me a compliment that I don't take it as a compliment. Like I don't like it's like
I know what a compliment is.
I know I'm supposed to be offended, but at the same time, it's like a good thing about me. Like I'm not. That's someone says a good thing about you. It's,
What I wanted to say was, you might not have seen it because you were involved in the conversation, but while that was happening, Stanhope, you probably don't remember this either, but Stanhope decided to give a shirtless Bert Kreischer a lap dance. That was one of the most graphic lap dances that I've ever seen in my life.
That was a
nipples.
yeah. That was you went down in between his legs.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Yeah, and I knew you didn't. That's why I wanted to tell
Because
you
it
there
was a serious
I know,
conversation.
There was a
I was
serious
trying to take the edge
conversation.
off.
by someone saying something nice about me that I couldn't pay
We need to
attention
stop
anything
this.
else. Yeah.
No one needs to say something nice.
No, he actually sent me an apology text, which was very nice, but I was flattered. Thank you.
Hey, we
I
don't
don't know
have
what
to
to say.
apology text each other when we're drunk and assholes, are we?
You know, I don't have to I marched on Washington with 500,000 women. I fucking believe in my shit, but I also like.
Were you
to be-
headlining?
No, it's like it's so funny to me. Like I not to get off topic, but I get so mad because I'm so far left, like politically in so many ways, except that I do believe that we should be able to be politically incorrect in our speech and our verbiage and tell fucking jokes. So it's so hard to be on both sides of the thing where you're like, yeah, I'm a fucking feminist and I think we should make as much money and I think that we shouldn't be discriminated against and fucking let people in this country who are well-meaning. And also thank you for saying I have a nice ass in the middle of the podcast. Like I appreciate it. Can you be?
That's
you can be
why
both.
she's here.
So yeah.
We were on the road where Andy Andrist, were like, oh, this sounds like jokes you would usually make where you go, this sounds so Trumpy. Like maybe and writing the book where I'm telling old stories that are like this might not play. Trump might have ruined my comedy. I might.
No.
Where I'm reading old fucking stories where I said it funny, Trump says it's serious, and now I'm like, oh fuck! Just can I put this in the book, or I'm gonna look like a Trumpy guy?
We were talking about that.
We've talked about this for.
Where it's
fucking
like.
6
No,
months.
you should
talked
do it.
about this since Trump. There's no way he's going to be
burn
president.
it now because there's no way he's going to be president. This is the only way this is going to play is because it's leading up to him losing.
You should have listened to Near the Wild.
I remember comics saying that, right, it would at least be funny, making the joke, it would at least be funny for Trump or whatever, so there's an unintended consequence. I read an article yesterday, oh, fuck, the guys who make South Park, I forget the guy's name.
Trey Parker and Matt Stone.
Yeah, Trey
Trey
Parker.
and
They
the
had
other guy.
an article, and there's, we can't satire Donald Trump. He's beyond
Impossible.
satire.
Yeah.
We don't know how to make
Teflon.
it funnier than what he's already said. We can't.
We're just going to tell the truth.
Yeah, we can't make it more extreme than what he's already done. I thought that was funny.
It goes back to your thing where you used to do with like the car company gave me cancer or whatever. Or
It hurts.
Yeah,
Hurts raped my baby.
But
Yeah.
that's it. He's actually done it. So now you're no one believes me.
It's but just the whole climate. I mean, the comedy climate that everyone bitched about with the rape jokes are never funny, all that shit. Well, that was all internal comedy. Now that it's an external conversation about grabbing pussies and stuff, I'm like, I'm reading some of my old shit I wrote that I'm rewriting into the book. Going, oh. In this day and age, I mean, I'd throw nigger out randomly, like, hey, oh, you want to bitch about my hair, nigger, please? But now, don't, just like little things, any fucking Girls Gone Wild, and I talk about the fat girls that would show up early to get on Girls Gone Wild, and they'd go, "Are you getting this? Are you filming this?" And they're pulling their tops up, and they're going, "Well, the red light's not on," and the camera guys go, "Don't worry, we got it." And I'm like, "Well, it's so anti." Hey, fat lady just showed up.
Hey, Doug, do you remember calling me from, I don't remember where you were at. You were on a Girls Gone Wild shoot, and you were huddled up in a fetal position telling me how horrible Like you were like you were upset about what was going on.
Yeah,
I just remembered that now when you said like the girls with the thing.
I've
you were
subtly
in like
put
a
in the
suite.
book.
You were in a suite.
I just had a half paragraph that I put later in the book because I know from the first book how lawyers are gonna fuck you, and I go, I bet there was an assistant somewhere to Bill Cosby in the 70s that said, I wish I had spoken out.
God bless those
First.
employees.
And I distanced that from the Joe Francis. But I hope anyone who is on Girls Gone Wild that didn't have a good experience would start the chain.
You called me and said, I am so disgusted by everything that I've witnessed that I don't know what to do.
But he
except-
didn't call you collect.
No.
All right.
You went up to your room and you sat there and you're like, I don't know what to do. I'm like, don't call me.
Did you get
but
so you were
we have some property in Costa Rica.
Costa
with
Rica!
that money.
did you become like did you
Hey,
become
Jenny's here.
wait, Doug, did you become like sympathetic like towards the girl? Like was it
No,
like
the
heartbreaking?
fucking girls were just as dumb. Here's the thing, and I
hated
haven't
production.
been able to
Oh,
write
production
it out in
was the
book.
issue. That was the
no, like the
reason
whole
that he
idea.
felt guilty about doing
The
it.
whole
He's like, no, the girls are fine, but
Listen,
the
these
fucking
camera
craft
angles are
service wasn't
bullshit.
treated well. And
This is what I have not been able to write succinctly in the book is that the fucking everyone was exploited on that fucking show.
Right.
The people that bought it, that thought it was porn. Anyway,
I just bought one.
The girls were so fucking desperate for ego. Fear factor. Were the people that ate worms exploited? No, they're assholes that want FaceTime.
Right.
And I try to make that point, but the point that I haven't made in it, and if I never write it because I'm on a deadline, is that the owner of Girls Gone Wild wanted them to feel exploited. That's the problem. If they never feel exploited, good, because then the terrorist wins. Yeah,
Who's the terrorist?
He's very litigious.
is that like in the vein of like they need to seem sort of reluctant as they're doing it, like that kind of thing, like make them feel dirty?
He would purposely humiliate girls to the point
Yeah.
of tears and then try to high five people. It was that bad. It was like the fucking worst.
Make him cry and then
I've
turn
said
around
it
and
a
high
million
five the
times
production
in
crew.
interviews.
Yeah.
I've met fucking pornographers. I've met a million. There's nobody I've met worse than Joe Francis in this entire field.
But you could like put a word in for me. I feel like I'm ready.
You got juice.
Yeah, I'm
It's
I'm
cute
ready.
that you're still calling yourself a girl.
Well, I'm a grown lady, but like, you know,
It's one thing to be acknowledged for your ass, but you need some breast acknowledgement. at
I've
some
never
point.
been in worse shape, but I've never been more confident. Now is the time to ask me to do something just completely terrible on camera.
Why don't you sexually abuse some of the gentlemen on the set?
The set?
On the set?
No, you know what I was gonna say was
On the panel.
I was gonna say put
panel
your
is
hair in
better?
pigtails. It makes you look 10 years younger. And then she literally like, oh god damn it.
Brett Erickson's here. He's
Still your idea.
He's an attractive gentleman. Why don't you ask to look inside
could
of
be
his fudge
exploited.
factory?
What he means by exploited is that you can take advantage of his old lady while he watches.
No, what I'm saying.
Well,
What's the word for that, Erickson?
I'm from,
Oh yeah, that's what it is.
That's from
I'm
several
from
podcasts
California.
ago. What I'm saying is,
Yeah.
Brett Erickson, you could get him to open for you for welfare money.
Oh yeah. And then do a little bit of like, hey, you know what? Come back to the comedy condo tonight. I want to talk about your
Pull the old
jokes.
Louis Anderson.
I want to, yeah.
I'm gonna write some bits
Yeah,
for you
yeah.
as soon as I come.
Wait, you mean you need a cart access into the comedy
Yeah,
condo?
Louis Anderson once called me a triple threat. I
That
never
would-
got any farther than that.
That would
That's all I need to hear.
That's
First
it.
of all, you're way out over your skis on this one, brother.
Triple threat.
Sounds
You-
like
By the way,
you-
no one's ever told Louis Anderson he was out over his skis.
tips over his tips.
Sounds like your own inhibitions held you back from success in that situation.
Well, I knew I wasn't a triple threat. I mean, now I know it's a lie, dude. You
Why
fucking
is
went
that
too
on your
far.
poster for next
Two
week
holes,
in Boulder?
three
Triple
threats.
Yeah.
Doubtful, says Gawker.
But by the way, going back to doing
Clickbait,
shows,
where is the third
I-
hole?
Yeah, you gotta hit the eye of the needle on that one. Morgan,
So wait, hang on.
Morgan.
what?
Yeah, no, I'm the
Who?
host.
Oh shit! Go ahead.
Give him one of these.
Right in my fucking forehead. By the way, I just want to update you. The fire is doing great, by the way, guys.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it's
Oh,
nice.
it did work.
Yeah,
Worked
you're
perfectly.
welcome.
It's worked since the beginning of time.
It is the first
Since
thing.
white people
it's-
invented it.
It's
Also- also
it's
the fact
literally
that you-
the first thing that worked.
The fact that you
Yes.
loudly announced the intentions of the fire might have helped the effects.
What?
if?
What?
Always be branding.
Listen, I don't need any
I
help
have a
here.
goddamn idea that I'm gonna forget.
Doug's got an
Yes.
idea, you guys.
What do you think this is, the Doug Stanhope
No, it's
podcast?
the Morgan Murphy fucking is our guest, and we just don't let her talk. I'm giving her a question. What if,
Yes.
as feminist, and I don't know if Amy Schumer would be on board with this.
Yeah.
In order to open for you, because
Yeah.
you're all major powerhouse female comedians, you started making male younger comedians either fuck you or watching you jerk off to open for them.
You know what? Here's a better
You
idea.
think that I? I'm mildly offended that you think that I would let someone open for me because they watch me jerk off. I feel like that I gave them two gifts.
That was that was an underhanded joke. But what if you just go, you can only open for me if you fuck me? And just made that the Maria Bamford, fucking Morgan Murphy, Amy Schumer rule. What you know? Or you can only open for me. I can make you big in the business if you fuck me, and put it on your website just to see.
You know what? Fuck that. Better than that, you should buy the cave house.
I feel like the only people I'd want to fuck would be people I'd want to open for. So I'd have to fuck them to open for them. Is that bad? Is that?
Weird? Yeah.
I gotta find like a young kid out there with potential on multiple fronts. And
Becker's got some chops.
But she looked at Tracy first.
but here's the thing.
I'm getting confusing messages.
Full disclosure, I like older guys, so I would have to find like a
I'm 49.
50-year-old open micer to go on the road, and at that point, a 50-year-old micer isn't somebody I want to be fucking. Do you know what I mean? Like you got to wrap it all around.
I'm too drunk to make.
I
this
wouldn't say
whole-
wrap it all around. Makes you sound older.
I'll figure it out. I'll figure out how to
I'm just
get
trying
laid
to
and do
figure out some
comedy at the same
reverse
time.
Sexism, but it doesn't work because
No.
Yeah, because guys are fucking assholes.
No,
Yeah,
guys
yeah.
would line up for that fucking job. Are you
Right.
kidding me? Oh, there's a shortcut? Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
There's always a Carlos Valencia somewhere, right?
The only guy I ever took home after a show, we walked in San Francisco. We were walking somewhere, and we walked, and we ended up at a bus stop, and he said it'll probably be like 20 more minutes, and I was probably 26, and I said, Auntie Morgan's getting us a taxi. And that was the only guy I've ever taken home after a show. Was a guy who wanted to
picked
wait.
up a guy
you know
in
what?
San Francisco.
Hang on.
Yeah.
You buried the lead.
Impossible.
I crawled. By the way, this is a very true story. You don't want to hear my. Oh.
That one story is more entertaining than yours.
But I did. I took this guy home. I got us a taxi, and I remember leaving his apartment the following day, climbing down a ladder from his bed because there was a ladder to his bed.
Bunk
climbing
beds?
down a ladder. Oh no, a loft bed because fucking one wall was covered with alcohol bottles, empty alcohol bottles, and you can't take that space up. So I
Way
climbing
better
down
than
a
his
ladder
sleeping brother.
naked. Which is where I realized that, like, that's the worst thing you can catch yourself doing, is climbing down a ladder naked for all reasons. There's never a good reason. And
You climbed up a ladder naked.
I climbed up a ladder.
You're always more drunk
I
when
thought
you
there
climb
were
up
like
the ladder.
opportunities up there, but I walked out of this apartment. I'd never had a one-night stand before, and I walked out of an apartment, and I immediately called Bobcat Goldthwait, and I said, I just fucked a stranger. I don't know what I left. Where am I? Because it was like, I think it was pre-smartphone, and I was like, I'm at this. I had to have him describe San Francisco to me and figure out where I was, because I had taken home a gentleman after a show. Because
Gentlemen?
yeah, a gentleman caller.
A gentleman who was waiting for the bus.
Just to get a condom that night took like 6 ladder trips.
Are you sure?
Horrible.
Shoots and ladders.
Are you absolutely sure this wasn't a fire escape?
Matt Becker.
Were you in Shaille, you need to stop laughing. That's how we met.
Tracy is on the podcast.
Sorry, that was bad. I know I said it off mic, but seriously, that's how Chaille and I met.
Yeah.
Up and down that same ladder.
In the spunk.
Shut up, Mike.
Tell us a story.
No.
No, I'll be right here with you with my bad breath. Good.
No, we really had the same, like the upper bunk. There was no lower bunk, just an upper bunk.
Yeah.
With the ladder, just on tall stilts, right next to the ceiling.
Yeah,
We understand the concept of a bunk.
It's what you have in college or when you're a failure.
Chaille shouted down
Check
this
and
woman.
check.
Anyway, for this day forward, it'll be known as a spunk bed.
The best part of the story is I met
Is
her.
that you're still together and in love today?
We met that
In the
night,
eyes of
and we
God.
had relations that night, and in the morning we had radio because I was the promotions director at Coots, and Erickson was the
You
comic.
can't shout down your wife and then ignore our guest, Morgan Murphy. Morgan Murphy was
What?
back fucking some dude
right.
on a ladder.
You're right.
My story was over.
But it just
I don't know.
Yeah, I thought she was done
that.
fucking the dude on the
Yeah.
ladder.
I thought Doug introduced
Called Bobcat, which was like Google Maps
No,
of the
I called
time.
Bobcat
and
too. I called Bobcat
I told
too.
him to
Greg
tell me where to
immediately
go.
called Bobcat. I just went down a ladder naked.
Hey, by the way,
Bobcat did send pizza. He out of the blue.
He's the
now
best guy
I know
ever.
it's because of you.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it's because of you. I've never met Bobcat. I saw him once in Montreal in '97. I thought he had AIDS because he had lost so much
Yeah,
weight.
he
So
fluctuates.
and AIDS was popular. Out of the blue, when Bingo's in a coma, I get a text from Bobcat. Now I know it's because of you. And he sent us pizzas from Lou Molinati's and
Chicago.
Chicago deep dish pizza.
deep dish.
Came like in fucking dry ice.
Best dude ever. Like one of the best people I've ever met in my life in comedy. When I was
Now I know it's you.
No, when I was like
I thought he used to
22.
like me. He just likes you.
No,
You're still fuckable.
I
Nice
worked.
ass.
Highly.
Hey,
I
Stanhope,
worked
let
on,
her tell the story.
No, I was gonna say Bobcat. This is the
We're
thing
comedians. We know banter. Go
This
ahead.
is the thing that drew me to Bobcat. I
had
was
one
like,
job, Chaille.
I was
Trump
like
card.
22 years old, and I was working on Jimmy Kimmel Live when it started, and like right after it started, and I would, we'd eat lunch or whatever, and then Bobcat was directing the show, and we would go up to the roof every single day, and I would have a cigarette and he would have a cigar, and we would co-commiserate about our, whatever our relationship status was at the time, and he was going through shit and I was going through shit, and it was the greatest single experience of that job. Was like I mean, we since then have been like the greatest of friends, but
Well, you've aged.
Due to smoking? No, but
He is one of the sweetest people in the world. Forever I was the host at the club in Peoria, and he came there all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And he was so nice to me and so helpful to me. In LA, he's helpful to me. Like, he is a fucking absolute
Jimmy
gem. No, Bobcat Goldthwait.
Goldthwait.
Jimmy Kimmel is a fucking piece of shit, and I'm just saying to say that right.
I love Jimmy
I don't know.
Kimmel.
I don't know Jimmy Kimmel. Bobcat Goldthwait. Bobcat is a fucking
I'm sorry,
sweetheart.
I thought she was talking about.
No, Bobcat.
No,
I'm
I'm
talking
saying
about
that Bobcat
Bobcat.
was directing.
Oh, okay. I'm
Bobcat
sorry. Well, I'm
was
fucking
directing
hammered.
Kimmel
I
at
did
the
fucking
time.
3 podcasts.
I understand, but
And we would go
Jimmy
on-
Even I
Kimmel
was following that story.
Hey, Jimmy Kimmel
Hey,
never bought you pizza.
Sorry.
No, but he was the only guy like where we would go
By
up
the
to
way,
the rooftop.
Bingo
of-
didn't get any of that pizza.
Sorry.
We would go up to the
Morgan.
rooftop of this old Masonic lodge that became the Kimmel Studios, and he was the only person there who treated me immediately like I wasn't some token hiring case, because I was the youngest by far, the only woman. It was not. It was fucking amazing.
It really is.
It was
It really-
incredible. But Bobcat was unbelievably kind in this way where he was like, you got something to talk about, I got something to talk about, you have a cigarette, I'll have a cigar, and we just fucking bonded like no. I mean, we shot a movie of his at my house, at my fucking shitty place that I rented in the middle of Hollywood near where the W is now, before there was a W, and like we shot it in my place. My neighbors stole the script. Like we did it all like hiring on Craigslist, like the coolest movie. And then we all fucking went to Sundance with that movie. Like, this crazy movie that Bobcat shot in my house that my neighbor said was disgusting because you stole a script and read it. Like, just, he's the fucking best. He's the best. He's so authentic in who he is and like what he's trying to do artistic. I don't know. There's not a lot of
It is
people
a
you
true
can say that
thing.
shit about.
Honestly, I just want to.
That movie-
Not only was he nice to me,
I
every
thought
single
he stole
person.
my soul when he did that movie about just killing
The America?
Yeah.
Well, I guess Chad Shank would be.
God bless America.
God bless America.
That fucking
You know, I have
Love
my
that
one
movie.
line in that movie. Bobcat always gives me like the one line. Like I'm beyond honors, and I just like I lean out the window at the fast food place, and I ask if they need more napkins because they're covered in blood. And that's it. And I was like, they were like, "You want to do this?" I was like, "Of course, I fucking want to do
That
it."
was
Like,
actually my favorite part.
That's that's amazing. I did the movie with Robin. I did the movie that shot at my house, like that my neighbors didn't know about.
The fucking. Oh, sorry, I'm off topic and all back about myself, but the fucking Robert De Niro movie where he's the bad. He's like a comic like the Don
comedian?
Rickles.
Dirty Grandpa.
No,
No,
the
it's coming
comedian,
up
the one
now.
that
The
Jeff
comedian.
Ross wrote.
Well, Jeff
That was a
Ross
joke.
started writing it,
Right.
And then
I like it.
the guy from One Eyed Jacks is the son of the producer guy, and he's like, "Oh, hey, the fucking producer, not Jackson Pollock. What the fuck is his name?
Sidney Pollack.
Taylor Hackford. Thank you.
Taylor Hackford.
Yeah, it's like, hey, will you
that a
rewrite
connection
this
to-
movie? And I read the script. I go, this is fucking terrible. And like he's trying to write for a Jeff Ross type of comic, and I'm not that type of comic. And I just said honestly, I can't do this. I don't write. That's not my kind of style. And I go, this is a piece of shit. And now it's like huge. Like there's already being advertised as this fucking best thing, and fucking everyone's in it. Hannibal Buress is in it. Like,
Well, that's the best thing about you. You only pass on the greats. You only pass on the very best things that could have possibly helped you in any way whatsoever.
wow, look at this room. I fight within my weight class. That's not what I do. If Jeff Ross can't write a roast comic, I can't do better. So I read it. It's not my kind of thing.
No, it's all right. You turn down stuff that you're not right for. Don't do weddings.
Well, Becker and I, Becker's gonna be here for fucking 8 more days, so we're gonna have our own Becker.
By the way, I got a new favorite.
Hey, I'm here all week. Try the veal.
I got a new favorite
Brought
drink
to
here
you by
tonight.
Blue Apron.
Blue Apron veal.
By the way, I
With
love
a lemon chiffon.
You know, I Blue Apron is. I've been sent Blue Apron by multiple people because I'm a single lady who doesn't know how to cook, and I don't know. People think I should know how to cook or something so that I meet somebody who saves me. But I've been sent. I've made many meals, many Blue Apron meals. I like them a lot. They give you the little dollops of cream and stuff that you need to mix in.
No, they give you the amount of cream you need for the meal.
For the meal.
Yeah.
You don't need extra.
Cumin! The cumin!
The guy next to me at the fucking airport on my way here ordered 4 sides of salad dressing, and I was like, "That's not how Blue Apron does it." He also told me his clothes were fire resistant, and then I pretended to take a call.
I would have whipped out a lighter.
We're all different. We all have different styles.
Where are you going? You're going to Irvine. You're going to where else?
I don't know. I haven't looked at it.
I looked at it.
I look at my
looked
fucking
at it.
word count in my book every day and go, I don't know if I can make it.
Well, when I knew you,
You
when
know,
I
they
knew
say a picture's worth 1,000 words.
when I knew you had gigs, I was like, oh, I would love to do those gigs. And then I had this thing I was writing. I was writing it for 10 months, and then I found out like 2 days ago that it's dead. Like I've been just fucking trying to pilot. It's dead. No, it's fine.
I don't
and
think
then
you're
I was
allowed to
like,
say that after 9/11.
I was like, oh, I can do shows. Like it's like it would be great.
I want to tell you, when I said that thing that, like,
Can you
oh
drive?
yeah, she'll open. I didn't want to insult you, but at the same time,
Wait a minute.
like,
I open
He
all
doesn't
the
know
time.
how to
I
not insult
open.
you.
I
He's
just
drunk.
opened
No,
for
no,
a week
no,
in
no.
in Austin.
I
I'm
didn't
an
want to
opener.
make it be a thing to where like someone opens for someone, because we did the thing with where Roseanne would go on
Yeah,
stage.
but
and-
Roseanne has $1 billion and just
Yeah.
doing it for fun.
But you going on like the first leg before you do Boston in California and having someone you could just hang out with and just fucking just riff and have a great
I
time.
made all my money
Be awesome.
writing,
Did you do anal?
writing network appropriate dick jokes for 5 years. We're fine. I'm fine.
You're hired.
I'm fine.
You're
I
hired.
got it.
But anal.
Like as a topic, or as like a in the green room.
As a resume.
After we have bad shows.
That is the question.
After we have bad shows. I mean, not you, me.
Yeah.
I was working on a book.
By the way, I'm
working
not
on my-
crying
It would
right
only
now.
happen if we both bomb. You know what I mean?
Oh, he meant
right,
he meant
fair enough.
anal for the road
Perfect
manager.
storm.
Oh,
It's
geez.
like the thing you have to look forward to after eating it. And where are you going? Fucking.
This is the problem. It's like I asked James. Is he in here? No.
I don't know who that is.
He's the fire. He's the guy
that
stoking the
buys
fires.
cars. I'm trying to buy Chad Shank a car, and he's the guy that buys cars down at the Circle. And I go, well, it's a matter of time. How? Like, we say, yeah, we'll go on the tour together, but then you're writing another fucking sitcom pilot.
I'm not. I got nothing. The only writing I have to do.
But that's 6 weeks away. Then all of a sudden, Bobcat Goldthwait brings you up to the roof for a cigarette, and this time he means it. I'm left in the dust. Derek's opening for me. Morgan
Meanwhile,
Murphy
he
and
doesn't have
Doug
to worry
Stanhope.
that Erickson has a fucking writing job that's going to take him away from the opening spot. Don't
There you
worry
go.
about that.
No one is. No one is.
He doesn't even. Sorry, that's an inside joke. I can't close on that. Morgan Murphy, can you plug your dates?
Whatever you're doing.
Yeah, that's
If you
your date.
hire
No,
me,
that's filling your dates.
DougStanhope.com.
I'm doing
DougStanhope.com.
the
We'll be in the
Moon
van.
Tower Comedy Festival.
oh really?
Yeah.
When?
I don't know. whenever it
When
is.
it is.
Is that during our dates?
Google
No,
it,
no. It's
motherfucker.
like I looked at shit. It's
Yeah.
not.
All right. Yeah, we're
I
going.
think I perused the
It's
web
during the
thing.
Moon Tower.
I was
Comedy
trying to
Fest.
line the shit up. Yeah, Moon Tower, and what else am I doing? The something in Vegas at some point. I don't know.
I have a further dialogue that I'll save for off mic. But yeah, Morgan Murphy and I are on tour on whatever dates.
God damn it, that'd be so
Except
good.
Boston.
That'd be
I
so
think I
good.
promised Boston to someone else. I think Junior's on Boston, but that's
Junior has to be on Boston because he showed up to the gig after you canceled it.
I canceled the gig. I'd already bought Junior Stopka's ticket to Boston.
Then Bingo
But I had
Hair
to
had.
cancel because of bingo. But I bought it on Expedia for like it was a round trip from Chicago for like $200 or something.
Yeah.
Like it would cost that much to
Cancel it.
change
It would-
or can't-
it- yeah.
So Junior, I did remember as I was bedside in a coma to remind him. You can still go to Boston. He likes to go to places. So he went. He flew there. He got a hotel. He never left it and then flew back. I fucking love Junior stuff.
Remember when he had his first lobster? He drove up to like
With his-
somewhere.
yeah, gal pal.
He went up to like where did he go to get lobster?
Maine.
Like Maine. And then he went to Red Lobster to get lobster.
I don't know the Red Lobster.
It was Red Lobster. It's like, is that right? Really? It was just all right? Guess what? You went to an all right restaurant to get lobster
You're
in Maine.
in Maine.
All right. Are we done?
He bragged about it.
Let's be done. Maybe we can do one of these on Tuesday.
Let's be done. That's the best ending to a
that's a good
podcast
one.
ever.
Let's just go.
Just pick a song.
Morgan Murphy at Morgan Murphy.
Yeah.
Is that your Twitter?
Yeah, I'm underscore in between the two names. Morgan underscore Murphy.
Underscore Murphy. Do you know the fucking cunt that is Morgan Murphy?
I don't know.
without-
I got mad for a while because I thought I made up in my mind that it was somebody else, but in hindsight, it might have been me, like, signing up for it. So, like, I'm not 100% sure. I got to go look again, but I like the underscore.
Joe Rogan. Like someone got JoeRogan.com as a real estate agent. And I go, why don't you turn your fans against them and get them to fucking relent and give you? No, I'll just do JoeRogan.net. Well, you know what? You have a lot more fans, but my fans would turn on that guy and he would never sell
Another piece of real estate.
Not a,
Oh,
not
we got
a
another.
chunk.
Somebody wants to see the house on Elmore again.
A no-show.
It's unbelievable. What are they made of bagels?
Thank everybody.
Hedberg had a thing where the guy who had MitchHedberg.com just let it go. And Mitch this was like 98. Had no fucking, no one's looking at that shit, right? And it just went, and then someone picked it up. Some fucking, just trying to promote it. And I go, we'll do MitchHedberg.net because it still shows up in the results. It's just not the top one, but sooner or later, that'll all drop down. And it's like, yeah, but I want that one. I'm like, well, that one's going to cost $5,000 to go to arbitration. And then we go to, and then they do this thing where I talk to Doug about anything about computers. And like he glasses over and like I'm talking to myself
closer.
in a mirror. Like, what am I doing with my life? And then it was like, it doesn't matter. It fucking doesn't matter. But at the same time, that is, what am I talking about?
I just wanted to be
No,
done.
we don't know.
No, everyone let Chaille close this.
Birdcloud. Play us out.
Straight to Birdcloud. Yeah.
I pretend hit the stop.